2010, towards the end, I got my report and I passed very well because I was quite bright. I passed very well. Then 2011, going to grade 11 now. I'm going to grade 11. Now, during the progress of 2010, I was starting to play soccer. I was starting to play soccer at my grandmother's place, just around that side. Then 2011, I was falling in love with playing soccer. That's when I started watching PSL, your Barcelona. So I had these big dreams that one day I might be a soccer player. So 2011. I sat down with my parents and they told me that I can do better than what I did the previous year when it comes to my studies. I can do better than that. And we agreed, and then they reassured me, or they reminded me that I should forget about being a DJ at all. And then we had a deal. We had a deal at that time. Keep in mind, 2011, I'm still staying in a shack. Now, 2011, I went to grade 11. Now, maturity is starting now. I would say slowly, I'm starting to mature. 2011, I'm focused on my books. Now, here's the thing. Currently, right now, I'm a shareholder of my company, which is called Mutlane Traders. Right? I'm a shareholder. That company, Mutlane Traders, started in 2011. Now, what I'm trying to say, your dreams don't just start today. The dreams that you might have started a long time ago. So Mutlane Traders started in 2011. So 2011, I was with this guy. He's quite intelligent. Those intelligent guys in school. They don't talk to anybody. They are not open about anything. They are not interested in dating. They are always on their books. So luckily, I was able to connect with that guy. So this guy, he was always filling in ideas in my head. Let's do this type of business. Let's do this, So that's how Mutlane Traders started. I only made it a reality in 2017. It started in 2011 and I only made it a reality in 2017. Yes. Because, now, during the course of grade 11 in 2011, I was playing soccer. So at the soccer, when I was playing soccer, I was scoring goals constantly, and whenever I would touch the ball, girls will scream like, coach. So that's how the coach name started. It actually started when I was playing soccer, just around 2011, just somewhere around there, So it started there. They started calling me coach. So many people think that I'm coach now because of Forex. Let me reassure you, Forex is something that I started just a few years back. It was never part of my life. I didn't know anything about trading. Let's just understand. So that's why I'm telling you guys this lifetime story so that you can understand. Ne? Sharp. So around that time when I was playing soccer, they started calling me coach. One thing led to another, I was coach, right? Now, 2011, I started bonding. I started bonding with this beautiful lady whom I was studying with. I started bonding with her. Bonding is very, very dangerous. Like spending time with a female is very, very dangerous because you end up developing feelings for one another without being aware. Now I started bonding with her. We were studying together, helping each other with assignments and so forth. It was nice, Life went on in 2011. I was still staying in a shack. Come year end 2011, I passed my grade 11 again very nicely. alongside my best friend. He has always been there. Now, 2012, I was still staying in a shack now. 2012, I was doing my matric, and my parents asked me, what is it that I want to become, And honestly speaking, I just chose commercial stream because it was less difficult compared to how people were comparing it with the science stream. I didn't really know what I wanted to become. So I sat down with my parents and they helped me choose a career. And I saw a couple of careers: economists, accountants, and so forth. So every time I would be interested in a career, I would actually Google the salary scale. I was more interested in the salary scale, not the process of getting to wherever that I needed to. Yeah, you understand. So 2012 matric now. Now I'm doing matric. You know what? I'm still a virgin, by the way, but at least I've kissed a girl before. I know how it feels like. Now I'm maturing slowly. And my parents asked me to stop playing soccer. They asked me to stop playing soccer because soccer was taking most of my time. Like during the progress of 2011, I was always at the field and all that. So they asked me to stop playing soccer, and I did. And during March, I applied for TUT. I actually didn't bother applying to UJ, VET, or anything because the way I was thinking about those varsities, they were meant for intelligent people. That's the idea that I had. And then TUT is meant for everyone. You know how people feel about TUT, like everyone can get in TUT. So I applied for TUT, and yeah. So early 2012, the girl that I was bonding with the previous year, I started falling in love with her, right? Now my fear was that, what if the feeling is not mutual? Now I want you guys to understand something. In order for a person to be successful, sometimes there needs to be something that drives the person beyond their limits. You understand? So the reason why I'm concentrating more of how my love life was is because relationships, they are the reason why I'm here today. I got successful because I wanted to get back at some people, because they've proven it to me that I'm nothing. So I wanted success so bad that I would literally do each and anything which is possible. I would do it, So that's why I'm focusing more on that. School, it played a role, yes, but it has nothing to do with how I got to make it. Maybe I would take school as a platform whereby you meet your future business partners and so forth. But school never really played a huge role when it comes to my success. Relationships did. Now, the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because I want you guys to understand. The one thing that hurts you the most sometimes is the only thing that you need for you to push beyond your limits. Because if you're comfortable, you can't push beyond certain limits. I don't know if I'm making sense. That's why the chess boys, they never really make it on their own because they are always comfortable. But the more you get hurt, is the more you have a reason to get out of poverty. I don't understand a person who gives up in life, yet still they are inside poverty. Poverty should be the reason why you want to get out of poverty. You understand? So yeah. So now my key point in success, basically, it was relationships. So that's why I'm focusing more on that. So don't misinterpret my story. Your English. Yeah. Now going on. So me and this girl, I started falling in love with her, and I didn't tell her about it. And whenever I would see her talking to another guy, innocent talk, I would get mad. I would get jealous and so forth. It's normal. It's love. Only to find out she was actually feeling the same way about me, but she was scared to tell me because, honestly speaking, at that time we were the opposite of one another. Like, I was this guy, short guy, who literally has nothing. And she, on the other hand, she was a beautiful, tall lady who would literally get a better boyfriend than me. You understand? So it was quite difficult for me to tell her about how I feel and vice versa for her. But this other time when we were, because every day after school we would go home together, you know. This other time I just decided to talk to her about it. And funny enough, she felt the same way. So it's more like we confessed like on one another, how we feel about one another and so forth, you know. And when I was kissing her for the first time, she was taller than me. I had to step on a stone. You know, I had to step on a stone so that I can meet her standards, you know, so that I can kiss her. And it was nothing that I've ever felt in a, like I would say it was for the first time feeling that way. Guys, do you know love? Eh? You guys don't know love. Eh? Do you know love? Like loving a person but not having a reason for loving them. The truth is, right now, you think you love me, but you don't really love me. You just love what I've done for myself. You just love the idea. I could literally go on a live and say, guys, I'm thinking of buying a car. Which car should I buy? And you're suggesting, buy a G63, buy i8, buy what. And then the following day, I go buy it. You just love the idea that I've done well for myself. You understand? That's why you are here today. You love what I've done for myself. But had you met the me before coach, the Khopotso before coach, if I was live, nobody was going to be watching right now. That's just the truth. It's nothing personal. And going forward with my stories, I'll get to that point so that you can understand what I've been through and how I got into Forex and how I got to make it in Forex. It was not a game, people. I see people every day saying, coach, I've blown 2 accounts. I feel like giving up. I just look at them and I'm like, you guys have no idea. You guys have no idea. So, vele, I was in love, guys. Like, nothing could tear us apart. And we decided, we did one thing which was good, which is to keep it private. We kept our relationship private for a few months, I think. That was in 2012 when we were both doing matric, you know. Kept the relationship private. It was lovely, guys. It was lovely, right? She was the first lady that I thought I wouldn't live without. So you guys, you must destroy this mentality that you can't live without certain people. That's nonsense. You are born alone. You're probably going to die alone, go to heaven alone, or hell alone. I guess they say it's heaven or hell. Then now I don't know where I'm gonna go. So I will sing. So you guys must, I know it's not easy to tell a person that you can live without this person, you know, but then now I had to know the truth that I can live without this person through life on its own, you know. You must just be a fighter internally. You must just be a fighter. So our love was lovely. Our love was lovely. Listen to the line. Our love was lovely. Now, when the news got public, it was all over school, you know, that Khopotso is dating this girl. Khopotso is dating. It was lovely, guys. Yo, Yazini. Yeah. Now, towards the end, Vele, we were writing our exams. And at that time, my father already started trying to build a small house for us. Because 2012, I was still staying in a shack, Koban. Yeah, he tried doing something for us. Now, after July 2012, July approaching August, then me and her, we had that agreement that, you look, baby girl, next year I'm going to be going to varsity, right? You're going to be going to varsity too, right? And I don't want to go to varsity still being a virgin. I mean, I've been trying to get laid ever since from like 2010. But my dick would sleep whenever I'm supposed to get laid. and so forth. So I want to get laid. I want to lose my virginity. You understand? So how do you feel about that? She was a virgin at that time. And she said, you know what? Actually, I was thinking about it. I want to lose my virginity too. I was just waiting for the right guy, right? I was waiting for the right guy. And I was that right guy at that time. Life. You see, this virginity thing was a big deal back in the days. It was a big deal choosing who breaks your virginity. But now it's like you just write a WhatsApp status. You're like, guys, I'm still a virgin. Who wants to break me? And then we come in and say, me, me, me. Then you choose who breaks you. Even if it's a stranger, then they break you and then you move on. It's no longer a big deal at that nowadays, the way I see things, compared to back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Now the time has come. Now the girl says, I want to try it, right? But I heard it's painful. So please be gentle with me because I don't know anything. So at first, I told her that, you know what? Don't worry. I've seen people do this before. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. But the truth was that I didn't know anything, She knew that I was a virgin, but I told her that my friend lost his virginity. He told me the whole experience. I know what I'm doing, baby girl. Trust me, And then she said, okay, let's set a date. Now, at school, there was this fence behind the school almost. There was this fence which was a little bit broken, I would say, if that's the right word. So we agreed we're going to run away. During break, we're going to run away, literally from school, metric, to get laid. Who didn't run away to get laid? Back in the days, I mean, it was a big deal. Now, the time came, and then we ran away from school. But now, here's the problem. When we were going to my place, then it's now that it clocks that fuck, I'm still staying in a shack. And I was like, shit. Should I tell her that I'm staying in a shack? Or should I just surprise her with a shack? Because obviously her house was nice, and then now I'm staying in a shack. I'm like, if I tell her that I stay in a shack, what if she changes her mind? But I'm like, you know what? It's fine. She loves me for who I am. I would say at that time she has proven it that she loves me for she loved me for who I was, because at my street there was a couple of RDPs, right? There was a couple of RDPs, and then there was two shacks. That was the shack next door and my shack. And then next door there was a big house. So when we were at my street, I'm telling her, this is my street. And then I can see her, she's smiling, looking at the big house. And in my heart, I'm like, yo, girl, if only you knew that we are going to go to that shack, you'd be disappointed. But I'm not saying anything. So when we got there, I just opened the gate, and then now she can see that, fuck, it's a shack. But she didn't do anything to make me feel small, because it was not up to me growing under those conditions and all that, Leana, she knows that. So we got in the shack. Hey, people, the shack was very hot. The shack was very hot. Yes. You see, a shack, when it's hot, it's hot. When it's cold, it's cold. It was very hot at that time. And at that time, we're going to have sex, and it's so hot. We got in. We got in, people, We got in. Now, luckily, remember, I forgot to mention this, but in 2011, my father, when I was doing grade 11, my father managed to extend the shack. He extended the shack. Before, it was just one room shack, ne? One room shack with a small curtain for cooking, like for cooking on the ground. And then that shack had one single bed, whereby my parents were sleeping together and I was sleeping on the floor. Sometimes I would masturbate on the floor while they're sleeping. That's when I have proved to myself that I'm a professional in what I do. Masturbation, Forex, buying cars, I'm a professional. That's my profession. One understand. So my father managed to extend the check. I don't know for what reason, but what they said to me, they said I need privacy. I think they noticed. You see, when you're masturbating at night, when you're masturbating, it's quiet, right? Only dogs are barking, and then when I'm masturbating, obviously I start slow. You start slow motion, and then when I'm feeling it, I start going fast. And then when you start going fast, common sense runs away. The only thing you focus on is what you're feeling. So I think sometimes they might have heard on the ground saying clap, 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 clap. Sometimes it makes a bit of sound. Don't act like you don't. Clap, clap, clap. I think they've noticed that this boy is starting to masturbate. So my father decided to extend the shack, and then I've had my own room in the shack, but it was just divided by a curtain. There was no door, there was no privacy. So every time I had to masturbate, I would make sure that everybody is asleep and it's dark, and I would do it inside the blankets, because imagine outside the blanket and my mother walks in on me while I'm still coming. Imagine coming on your mother, dog. She would never forgive you for that. And the milk that comes out is a bit hot. Imagine coming on your mother. That's fucked up, dog. So I didn't want any of those things. Now, we went to my room inside the shack. Just a small single bed. The single bed which I was sleeping on, I was actually given by my parents, gave me after they got a better bed. So we sat down. I'm like, baby girl, now it's time. Already we were kissing, so kissing was no longer a problem for me. I learned how to kiss and all that. So we started kissing. Her breast was small. There are girls whom, not in a bad way, but there are girls whom their breasts are already big. You are a virgin. The breast is already big. Sometimes you don't know whether to touch it like this or to hold it like this while you are, But hers was tiny. Like my hands would fit in. I would grab it like this. It made me feel like I'm a man. This is my breast. You know what I'm saying? Now, sharp. We kissed. And then she got half naked, right? And then when I got naked as well, and then she was like, no way. There is no way that I'm having sex today. I got naked, right? Already I'm there. I'm like, girl, you know what? I'm here. I'm the man. I'm here. And then she said, you know what? No. She was just half naked. There's no way that I'm having sex with you today. I feel like I'm not ready, And I was like, Plani. And I remember that my best friend told me that, boy, this girl's, you must force her. You must force her. She wants it. And I'm like, okay, should I force? And I'm like, no, I don't really have that heart. So what I did was that I just hugged her. I'm like, baby girl, it's okay. Let's not do it today. But deep down inside, I was angry. I'm like, fuck this girl. I want it. But whenever she look at me, I would smile. I'm like, you know what? Baby girl, I understand you're not ready. And we would just talk, cuddle and all that. And then we would wear our clothes, and then I would accompany her home. When I come back, I would be swearing on the road. I'm like, this girl is fucking up with me now. I want to get laid, But I've told myself that I'm going to be patient. Day 2, we went to the shack again, my home. Same thing happened. She was not ready. Like we went there like 8 times. 8 times, same scenario. Half naked with her skirt on. She wouldn't take off her skirt or even her panty, And I would understand. I've learned to be patient, Sharp. Now, what happened next? Yeah, like for the 9th time, that's when she completely got naked, right? When we went for the 9th time. Remember, in most cases, or not in most cases, all the time it was happening during the week. And we had to run away from school. But because we were smart, both of us, when it comes to school, we were both smart. So we were good, So we didn't mind losing other lessons because we know we'd catch up. So ninth time, that's when she got naked. You know what I'm saying? And I got naked, and I've tried, people. Like, I wanna show you, I can reassure you, I've put the condom well, and I've tried, people. That thing just didn't want to get in. Like, I've tried, because whenever you touch, she would scream, "You're hurting me." And you know, when a girl says you're hurting me and you're not an abusive type of guy, you stop. You understand? So I've tried, I failed. So I've tried like almost 16 times, same scenario. Until my friend told me, "Boy, you must get Dawn." You see, Dawn. And keep in mind, guys, Dawn has chemicals. Dawn has chemicals. It does not mean that it could be good for the lady. But because I was desperate for information, I took each and everything which was coming my way. You know? So he said, "You know what? Dawn. Take Dawn, apply Dawn, boy, and try." Then she came for the 17th time. 17th time, guys. Trying to break virginity. I would put in the Dawn and I would try. She would still cry, you know? Now, the 18th time, my friend gave me a lubricant. I remember it was this lubricant from Clicks. Then he said he got it from, I don't know whether it was, he stole it from his sister or what was going on, because at that time we wouldn't afford a lubricant. That was too expensive for us, you know. So lubricant, it was a bit better, because now I was able to have progress. Now, day 18 pushed, 19, day 21, that's when now I've officially had sex. Like, for the first time, I've broken my virginity, you know, and it was, I would say, 10 times better than masturbating. Even though the motive or the purpose is entirely the same. The motive, the purpose is the same. It was 10 times better than having sex, better than masturbating, I mean. So obviously after that, she can't walk, because rumors have it that I've got a big one. So she couldn't walk properly after that. Remember, I told you guys that I'm a never mind. I speak each and every, I say anything which comes to my mind. And that's just the truth. That's just who I am. I want you guys to know who you're following. You know, I'm not going to pretend, you know. I'm not a celebrity. I'm just well known. There's a difference. Now, I finally got laid. The first thing that you need to do as a guy when you get laid is they must just see the way you walk when you go to school. They could see, this one got laid. The first, my friend was able to see with the way I was walking, you know, feeling myself. It's more like in my head there was a song by Beyonce, "I'm feeling myself." You know, I'm feeling myself. I was feeling myself. And then he told me that, "Boy, I know you got it this time." I'm like, "Yeah, boy. How do you know me? How well do you know me?" And at that time, I failed so many times. I failed so many times. You know, I'm glad that I didn't give up, you know. So I think I've always been a hustler. Even when it comes to getting laid, I've been hustling, getting laid, you know, hustling. So Vele, things finally happened, Vele. Things finally happened. Our relationship was much more tight now. It was much more stronger. And December, my father, okay, this is what happened. When I was born in 95, I was born alone. Ne? I was born alone. And I have a little sister. My little sister came 18 years after me. Like, this simply means that all my life I was alone. So I've learned to be selfish and all that, because of me being used to being the only child and all that. So my little sister came in 2013. So, but in 2012, my father managed to build a small house and so forth, you know. And we moved in 2012 December, right? Now, when we moved in the house, it was because the shack was about to fall. The shack that we were staying in was about to fall, ne? And then the main house, which my father built for us, it was not fully complete in terms of roofing. The roofing, it was not the whole house which was covered. It was certain portions. And on the ground, there was still normal soil, you know, the normal soil. So we were staying there. But you know what? I've believed that my father is a hustler as well. He's doing his best, you know. Now, around that time, my father got retrenched from work, you know. He got retrenched from work. I think that's when my hatred for the system started developing. I think that's when my hatred for the system started developing. I'm like, you know what? This system is not okay. It's damaging our parents. So what happened was that my father got retrenched from work, right? And then after he got retrenched for working almost 20 years at the mine, right? After that, his package, the entire package that he was given for working for more than 20 years was not even more than 50,000, I'm sure, you know. And I was actually hurt by that. They didn't tell me, I just found out on my own. I was hurt by that how can you work for a company for over 20 years and still and get retrenched or whatever they call it and get less than 50,000? You might find that even got 30,000. Imagine, guys. And that time he took a loan that was obvious for him to build a house because he didn't have money to build a house at that time, you know. And that's when my maturity in terms of life started. I've learned with my own parents. So if you're unable to learn with your own family, then you will never learn. You must just start with the little details that's happening in your family. Observe. My parents are waking, right? My father is doing this, my mom is doing that, my aunt is doing this, my cousin is doing that. But are they where I want to be in life? And the answer will always be no, because we always have greater dreams, you know. And I got hurt by that, and I could see him whenever he's alone that this thing is eating him. But you are an employee. There's nothing you can do about it, because even taking the company to the lawyers, you need money. Number one, only people with money win court cases because they can afford the most expensive lawyers. Now you are poor. Who is going to represent you? Even though they've robbed you, but for as long as you are poor, you even your mentality, the way you think, is just poor in general. You know, I don't blame him. I don't blame my parents. It's just how they grew up as part of the system, and I'm actually glad that I was able to see it from a young age. But it was not something that I could publicly talk about, you know. But now I have the confidence to talk about it, because if you laugh at my father right now, I can wake up and buy him a car. I can wake up and give him 50,000 or 100,000 whatsoever. Now I'm confident to talk about these things because it's in the past now. So what I'm trying to say is that certain things you can never know until they've passed. So I was not comfortable talking about such, you know, and they were not as well. Now they can talk about it. It's in the past, right? So metric vele, December vele, you know what? Things were happening. We were waiting for metric results, having fun and all that. Remember, at that time, I've only been with like one serious girlfriend, right? Now, if I've started the activities that I was not like that before. Like, understand? It's life circumstances, life happened, you know. Now, 2012 Vele metric, waiting for results. The results came out in January, right? And the results, when they came out, I've passed. They call it, I forgot that thing they call it. There is diploma, there is higher certificate, I think it's bachelor what? Yeah, I've passed with that thing. I think that was more or less the last time I've seen my metric certificate. Even today, I don't know where's my metric certificate. I don't know, honestly. But yeah, so I've passed very well. And TUT rejected me on the first course that I've applied, which was economics. And they've taken me on the second course, which was local government finance. That was the second course they took me in. And my relationship, my love life was perfect at that time. My girlfriend passed, my best friend passed. So the good part about it was that my best friend and I were going to the same varsity. Still from the same high school to the same varsity. The only thing which I was worried about was that my girlfriend was going to a different university. So I was a bit worried that what if she changes on me? But I'm like, you know what? This girl gave me her virginity. She loves me, right? And she has been with me ever since I was staying in a shack, and she can't leave me now. So I was okay eventually with that. And my little sister was born in 2013. There's only like two of us, so it's more like I have a son and I have a little sister. So those are my main two responsibilities in my life, I would say, up to this point. Because my parents told me that they don't want me to they don't want to make me feel like I'm responsible for them. They are still able to do things on their own, and I will help where I can. That's why even today my mom still working. She's still working. It's her choice. We have talked about it and agree on that. So vele 2013 vele everything was proper. Now when I was about to go to varsity, I told my girl that, baby girl, you see now that I'm gonna take like 3 months without seeing you because we're going to different provinces and all that. Let me hit it for the last time, baby girl. Let me hit it for the last time, And she came, well, I've hit it for the last time before we went to different universities and all that, And yeah, that was dope, man. That was like, I felt it. That was true love at that time. At that time. Now, I went to varsity. So when I was going to varsity, my mom gave me 400 rands. I remember. My mom gave me 400 rands, and that was the first time going to Pretoria. She gave me 400 rands, and she gave me the 400 rand that she gave me, 100 and something that I was supposed to use for taxi, ne? And she gave me a big bag. The bag, it was actually filled with food. So my mom has always been protective over me and all that. So the big bag was filled with food. So she gave me grocery from home. Imagine carrying pap, rice, everything, one bag. So people thought it was clothes. Can't it's food inside. And I told my mom that, give me money. I will buy food for myself. She said, no, you are still young. They will rob you in varsity. So she bought me grocery. And I went to varsity with it. Now, at the varsity, the person that was supposed to welcome me is a cousin of mine, part of the family. He was almost done with varsity, so he fetched me from. I actually left Begersford and I went to Pretoria. Then I got off the taxi rank and I was carrying this big bag. And when I was carrying this big bag, my mom warned me about people in Pretoria that they're going to rob you, especially when you're first year and all that. But that bag was too heavy. My mom said I must not trust anyone with that bag. But I was unable to carry that bag. So there was this Miaupes who came and said, hey, mfanami, athi ngikusize lapho, uyakaya. And I was like, rankua. Then he helped me carry the bag. He carried the bag for me. And that was much better, And I gave the guy about 20 rands, I remember. So he showed me the taxi to Rankwa. Shout out to him, even though I can't, if I would know the guy, I would literally take him out of the situation he's in right now. But I don't think I would ever remember him. But I've helped such people in my life before. I've actually taken a couple of people off the street. But obviously it was off media. You wouldn't really know who I'm referring to. Now, I got into the taxi and then my cousin fetched me at the Garangua taxi rank. That was my first time in Pretoria, first time in Garangua. That's where the story started. That's where the journey started now. So he took me in and then I stayed with him for about a week or two while I'm looking for my own accommodation. Right, I was looking for my own accommodation and all that. And I was talking to my girlfriend every day. I was talking to her every day on the phone. We were talking on Facebook. WhatsApp was not really famous at that time. The only thing which used to be famous at that time was Facebook. So we were talking on Facebook and all that phone calling each other, making buying this Vodacom 3 minutes at that time, you know. My cousin showed me the ropes. He showed me the varsity, that this is the varsity, this is what's happening in varsity, and so forth. So I've stayed with him for about 2 weeks, and then he helped me find a room. So I found a room, and I also found a roommate. Ne? So the room that I was staying in 2013, it was a stop nonsense. Do you see this stop nonsense structure which they use to cover clinics? Like you see public clinics, the type of stop nonsense they use. I actually stayed in a room that was built using those things at that time, you know. It was dope for me. I didn't mind at that time. So that was my first room. And I don't know how to cook, number one. You know, it was quite tough. I don't know how to cook. My mom I would say my mom treated me like a cheese boy, even though she didn't have anything to actually offer me. But she would do everything for me. She would do each and everything for me. So I went to varsity not knowing how to cook because of my mom. I think she overspoiled me, you know. And I think it was because I was her only son. Just maybe, I don't know what could be the reason behind that. So I just started being stubborn when I made money. When she wants to control me, where are you going? I'm like, Mom, it's none of your business. You've been controlling me for so many years. Now I'm tired. It ends today. I have my own money. I have my own car. I decide where I go. When I get there, I will call you that I arrived safe. Don't ask me where I'm going. I'm going with who. How many condoms do I have? Mommy, it's none of your business. You must focus on the little child, because I feel like she was becoming too much, like controlling, you know. Because if that was the case, I don't think I would even have the nerve to be where I am. So I wanted to be my own man. I wanted her to stop spoiling me so that I can feel for myself certain things, you know. Now, during the progress of March, when I was in my room, I've already started attending classes. People, there's a difference between coach and Hopotso, right? Whatever I'm telling you right now is based on Hopotso, not the coach that you know. Coach doesn't like school. Coach hates the system. He hates everything which has to do with school or the system. But Hopotso used to love school at that time. That's just the truth, right? It's part of life. It's part of growing up and so forth. So at that time, I used to love school. I used to attend. I used to focus on my first year, right? You only stop losing focus when it comes to school after you get used to everything. You start failing and so forth, right? Now, around March, when I was in my room, I came across this photo on Facebook, right? Now, on this photo, it's a guy that I don't know and my girlfriend. So literally they took them a picture, and the guy is actually holding my girlfriend. Like he's holding her from behind. I could literally see his dick right on my girlfriend's ass touching. Even though the picture was not showing, but now I could see it. That this can't be an ordinary picture. Now, I'm seeing this because she liked the photo. I'm not friends with the guy. I didn't know the guy. She liked the photo, and I've seen the photo through what she liked, randomly so. And then I went deep into this guy's profile, and I found lots of pictures of him and my girlfriend. Hey guys, I was heartbroken. That day, I didn't eat. I was like, what's going on here? Does it mean that she's cheating on me? But you know, when you love somebody, even after what you hear about them, or even after what you see about them, a part of you still denies that it's true, you know? So I could see that something is happening here. But a part of me said, nah, she can't do this to me. She can't do this to me. I'm going to school so that I can graduate, buy her a house, buy her a car. I'm doing this for her. She can't do this to me, you know? And I didn't tell my friend about it. My best friend, I was still staying with him at that time. I didn't tell him about it. I kept quiet. But this thing was eating me. It was eating me inside. And then I ended up confessing to my friend. I'm like, boy, this is what I saw. And he tried to convince me otherwise. So what he did to show that he's a true best friend, what he did, he approached that guy. He started swearing at that guy. That nigga, I will kill you. That time he doesn't even have a gun. Nigga, I will kill you. The girl that you're busy with is my boy's girlfriend. He did that behind my back. I didn't send him to do it, you know. That was because he saw how he knew how much I loved the girl, and he was just tired of seeing me get hurt. Right? Now the guy that I'm referring to is still my friend even today. Now